Can I pass over now to our next speaker? She's the newly elected, Labour, yeah, I suppose so, Labour MP for Nottingham East. She is a powerful ally of the trade union movement and has been a strong ally in this campaign as it's got started. So thank you very much, Nadia Whittome. Can I pass over to you now?
Thanks so much, Gareth, and it's a real honour to be sharing a platform and listening to Lee speak, and also, of course, Stephen and John. And thank you, Stephen, for everything that you're doing on the front bench. I think that you and the new leadership are really doing an excellent job here. After China unilaterally imposed its national law on Hong Kong, I met with students in my constituency at Nottingham Trent University, and they were extremely worried about their futures, their families, particularly those who were born after 97 and who were excluded from the BNO pathway, were deeply concerned. And they were also inspired by the victory of young radicals in the Power for Democracy primaries. And that was just spectacular. People voted in those primaries for resistance against the Chinese government. But now they know that what they face is arrest and likely very long prison sentences. So the role of the Labour movement, we need a movement that can, like XR did in Derby, my neighbouring city, on Monday against HSBC, which has supported the security law in Hong Kong, and against H&M, which uses Uyghur slave labour. We need a movement on the streets against the violations of freedoms in Hong Kong. And it's only the Labour movement that can do that. It's only the Labour movement that can build that kind of wide, on the streets solidarity with the democracy movement in Hong Kong. Because that's the movement that might actually stop the CCP. It's not going to be the Conservative Party, a Conservative Party that won an election just 6 months ago on probably the most anti-migrant platform in many of our lifetimes. I mean, certainly my lifetime, obviously. The role of the Labour movement should be to support protesters in Hong Kong and show unconditional solidarity with the democracy movement, but also consistency in our opposition to authoritarian regimes, whether that's China, Israel, India, Turkey, the US, Brazil, Saudi Arabia. We need to be consistent, and we need to have a meaningful defence of human rights, whether that's of the Palestinian people, the Uyghur people, journalists in Hong Kong being silenced, workers being exploited in sweatshops. And we need to be highlighting the brutality of the Hong Kong police as well, not as the Morning Star has been, making excuses for it or characterising the protesters as being reactionary. Because there's nothing socialist about the CCP. They're in name only. The real enemies in this fight, the real enemies of freedom and democracy and workers' rights for people in Hong Kong are those who benefit from the exploitation of workers, whether in the East or the West. And what the CCP is worried about is this movement sparking a bridge of solidarity between workers in Hong Kong and workers in China. And that's a real opportunity for us. Our position should be, unequivocally, no to Trump and no to the anti-Chinese racism, but also no to the CCP. And as John McDonnell said, no to Stalinist bureaucracies. We need to be standing against those, because we're the Workers' Party, we're an internationalist party, and that's exactly what the response of the international labour movement will be. It will be an internationalist one of global solidarity. And the Labour movement and the Labour Party and the trade unions, we stand unconditionally with you, and we'll do everything that we can to campaign with you and work with you for freedom for the Hong Kong people. Thank you.